When the summer heat comes, we tend to show a little bit more skin than normal, and that usually leads to a couple of easy fashion mistakes. So today I've got a couple of really quick tips to help you look amazing even when the temperatures are going up, up, up. Hi, I'm Dawn with Just Doing My Best, and I love to show tips and ideas and products for women over 40 and women over 50 to feel like our best selves right now. So I hope you'll like this video and subscribe, and definitely follow me on Instagram and Facebook, and be sure to leave me a comment and just say hi and let me know you're here. It's summertime, and when it gets hot, it can be so difficult to kind of camouflage those parts of our body that we just don't love. And we want to stay cool, and we don't want to show everybody what we brought to the party, but we still don't want to show off all of those parts of ourselves that we don't love. So I want to share a couple of really quick tips to help you just kind of make all that better and feel a little bit more comfortable and have some of those trouble areas, I'll call them, not just spotlighted and pronounced. So the first place we're going to start is I chose a t-shirt. It's kind of one of my go-tos in the summertime, and it's a really good illustration for the first place that I want to go, and that is garment length. Okay, so the first thing that I want to start with is the length of the top. Now, here's something to remember, is wherever your garment stops is where the eye is going to go to. Okay, so for a lot of us, our middle isn't necessarily the smallest part of our body. Our hips are usually not the smallest part of our body, but we tend to like to grab tops that go a little bit further down on us, and most of the time they end up stopping at the widest part of our hips. We like some of those long flowy tops, and they like to stop right there at the widest part of our hips. When we do that, it's like a giant spotlight on that really wide spot. So I really want to encourage you that if your hips are not your favorite place on your body, then try to find a top that either goes slightly above or slightly below, because wherever that stops, that's where your eye is going to stop. So I like to have something that kind of goes in between the widest part of my hip and my natural waist, somewhere in between, because then, like I said, that spotlight area, that hip area, if that's your biggest area, isn't going to be the big neon sign. Another thing for those of us over 40 and over 50 is most of us really hate our arms. You know, the flesh flag? Don't get me started. I work out and I still don't like my arms. Gravity is just taking over and I just don't love it. So when it comes to short sleeve shirts, I want to show you something that when we pick tops that are short sleeve and they end right here, that's usually the area that we don't like. So try to find a top that will go to like the elbow, because usually our elbow is a little bit thinner, and then that larger area of our arm that we don't love is not so pronounced. Another thing that you can do to kind of camouflage that is a great kimono. I encourage you to see my video on styling kimonos. What they can do is wherever that t-shirt stops, then they can kind of camouflage that, and then they catch, and you've got it a little bit wider, and it really makes that arm look a little bit thinner. The other thing that it does is, regardless of where the top stops on your hips, your waist, the kimono will draw that eye down. I'm going to try to leave some links in the description of this video of some elbow length tees and also some long kimonos. So I definitely want you to think about the length of your top, the length of the bottom of the top, and also the sleeve. So let's talk about one more length in just a second. Another garment length I want you to think about in the summertime are dresses and skirts. We like a lot of dresses and skirts a lot of times in the summer because they're flowy and they're breezy and they can cool us off a little bit. But I want to just bring your attention to the length of the skirts and the dresses. Right now the midi length is very popular, so you'll see them, they're about shin length. I don't love those. They tend to be really dowdy and matronly, and they really kind of draw your eye down. If you are super, super thin, awesome. If you're super tall and thin, even better. If you're like the rest of us, and the rest of us, you know, I'm only 5'4", and so I need to be really careful. I don't want to wear that midi length. I don't want to wear it down to my shin. And if I do, if it is a little longer, then I want to wear a heel to kind of give the illusion of being a little bit taller. But I'll tell you, a great length for a skirt or a dress is right at about the knee. This one is right at about the knee. You can do about an inch lower right at the kneecap or about an inch above, and it's perfect. Super flattering. Usually our knees, kind of like when I mentioned the elbows, the knees are thinner, and it's a great place for your eye to stop. It is super flattering. That midi length also really emphasizes the calf. So if you don't love your calves or your ankles, you really want to stay away from that. So watch the length of your skirts and your dresses and try to get right at about the knee. Super flattering on everyone. So now I've got one more area that I want to cover so we don't make this mistake in the summertime. The other big mistake we can make in the summertime is color. Usually when the winter is over, we want to stay away from all the blacks and the grays and the browns, and so we really want to get color. And there are so many great colors out there. Sometimes we want to try them. Sometimes we just want to stick with what we know and we love. And if you want to stick with what you know and you love, awesome. I encourage you to find some really great colors that are super, super flattering on you. Oftentimes we'll see in the spring and summer super bright neon orange and yellow and pink. Those are fantastic if you have a darker skin tone. I tend to have a really light skin tone, and of course, you know, we're all trying to kind of keep our face out of the sun in the summertime. So sometimes those super bright colors are not very flattering on me, but when you can kind of break it up, the blue I'm loving right now, and the yellow, I'm trying to embrace yellow. I get a lot of compliments when I wear yellow. To me, sometimes though, I still go, ooh, yellow. I don't know if I can do that. Breaking it up is a great way to do that. So it's not a monochromatic yellow look. I've broken it up with the blue, and then it can be very, very flattering. Or if you just wanted to find the color like this that you love, the blue, the pink, whatever it is, and if you want to try yellow, get a beautiful yellow necklace. You could completely do that. One of the colors that's not super flattering on me is green. Pale green, bright green, I just don't love it. I like a darker green, and so I tend to, I'll wear a darker green on the top in the wintertime. I have a couple of pair of pants that are dark green, and that's a good way to break it up. So if you find that you want to really try some bright colors and you're just not sure, break it up. A nice kimono is a great way to do that. A great piece of jewelry is a great way to do that. But pastels are usually super flattering on everyone. Pick a couple of colors that you really love and just make those your signature colors. So I hope those tips were helpful for you. Watch your garment length, and when it comes to colors, if you want to try those super bright colors, break them up a little bit. They may not be flattering on everyone, but in bits and pieces and small doses, they can be fabulous on most everyone. So I hope that was super helpful. I hope you'll like this video. Leave me a comment and let me know what tips you liked. Subscribe, and I hope today you will go out and you will be blessed and you will do your best.